Good morning, and welcome to Lakeside's Garage. Here we are in another one of these videos Joe and I have been doing to raise awareness to the importance of supporting the National Construction Equipment Museum at the Historical Construction Equipment Association out in Bowling Green, Ohio. We've announced in the past little shows here that we're planning on breaking ground in 2022, this year, on our new 20,000 square foot museum building. And it's very important because we've got machines that are sitting outside that need to be inside. And then it's going to make a nice place for future donations. And so the importance is there right now. And of course, we've mentioned Ken Taylor from Ohio Cat that has generously agreed to match the next $500,000 that gets donated. So now's the time. Now we just checked it, we're up over $185,000. I'd like to thank everybody that's jumped in there and already donated. And I think we have commitments that are going to get us about halfway there. So if you jump in, now's the time. It'd be well appreciated, and it's going to go to really good use. It's going to be able to make us build a nicer facility for the equipment that we have here. So once again, thank you, and look forward to more people jumping in there and helping us out.
Welcome everybody to a road edition of Lakeside's Garage. For this week's show, we are on the road here for a segment of the show. We've traveled down to Virginia to pick up a service truck for the HCEA. It was donated probably a couple of years ago, and finally we needed to pick it up. So me and Dad have made the trek down here today to Virginia. It was, we left at 6 o'clock this morning out of Ohio. And here we are, I think it's around 3 o'clock, 3:30, somewhere in that ballpark down here in Virginia. So the weather is beautiful down here. We can't complain. Flip the camera around here. Got beautiful weather, unlike the foot of snow that's back in Ohio. We're down here, it's Monday. When everybody sees this will be on our weekly show that'll air on Sunday morning at 10 when everybody sees this. So we got the trusty Ram 5500, my truck, hooked up to the gooseneck. There's Dad over there. We'll get some commentary from him in a moment. So we're bringing everybody on the road for this week's episode. Hopefully we're back home tomorrow. That's our plan, at least. Get back on the road tonight, get an hour under us, and then arrive home tomorrow. Service truck that we're picking up for the HCEA out at Bowling Green. What do you think?
How does she look?
I think she looks good. I'd come up a little bit. Come up a little bit. That's good. That'll put this back axle right in the middle of the two. It's not too often that we go on a retrieval that the piece that we are picking up will actually drive up on its own power. That does not happen. That's an anomaly.
Okay, we're standing here with Jerry Wigmore from, what is it, Rappahannock, Virginia?
Tappahannock, Virginia. Yes.
And this gentleman donated this 1985 GMC Service Truck to the HCEA Museum, and he's been trying to get us to get it for what, 2 years now?
Yeah, a year and a half.
Yeah, and we finally made it down here. But Jerry, can you tell us anything about the truck?
Well, it's my truck. I bought it new, and I'm the only one that's ever really used it or drove it. And I have to say, I'm very proud of it because it's been a very, very good vehicle. Good vehicle.
Well, it's going to a good home. It's going to be very much appreciated by the volunteers out at the HCEA Museum, and I'd like to thank you, and I can't tell you how much we appreciate this donation like this.
You're quite welcome. Quite welcome.
We're higher for some reason on this one, and so I kept compared when I made a new one. So this is good.
Well, we'll work on this tomorrow.
Yeah, we're ready to rivet them, I guess. So we got to make these.
Yeah.
Two of them.
And we'll rivet these together and make one.
And they're ready. I mean, I still got to make some of these bands here.
Yeah.
You know, I marked them where they went on there. So,
That'll be so good.
you know.
Our truck with.
Where'd you go with it?
Okay, so a little update on these clutch and brake bands for this 1926 P&H crane. See, here's one of them that was rusted completely in half, and some of them just had so much pitted rust in them that we didn't feel that it'd hold the lining in there and operate correctly. So we had to make new ones, and we've got them built. This is one of the brake bands, and we've got it all done. We formed these new ends. Arts Parts out in Norwalk did the bend on these. We've done the rest of this. We made these, drilled them for the ends. See, this one goes like this. This would be the complete brake band. And then the only thing we have to do is all these get riveted on. And see, we have rivets sticking in there. We just have to heat them up and set them for these, and then these get riveted, these ends get riveted, and then these are the clutch. Okay, yeah. Then these are the clutch bands, and this one was we felt still good enough to reuse. This one we built. It's pretty much a duplicate of it, and it's just got to get the ends, and that these just keep it from falling, you know, going sideways off of the drum that it's engaging, and that'll all get riveted on, and then they'll be ready for lining. We've got to take them back out to Arts Parts out there and have them put some lining on them, and then we'll install them in this. And motor is just about done. We probably will have it sitting in there within the next couple weeks for sure. So that's a little update on that. I'm hoping to have it operating so we can at least drive it out before our show. We probably won't have the boom yet. I haven't went and got it yet. I found one out in Indiana, and but just haven't had time to go get it. Okay, we're standing here again next to this 1942 Caterpillar DW10. And once again, this tractor, this is a four-wheel tractor. It's going to be hooked. We've got a bottom dump trailer that it pulls. And these tractors were built a little different before World War II, and I don't believe, I've tried to see if they built any during World War II, and everything I found doesn't show that Caterpillar supplied any during World War II. And then the ones that came after World War II were notably different than this one. So, but we're going to do a little update on a couple of things that we've done on this one. Now, I've mentioned before that these were direct electric start, opposed to the more modern ones with pony motors on them. And pony motor is a little starting motor, a little gasoline motor that would turn the big motor over and start it. And the advantage was it would get it warmed up, get the oil pressure up, and then start the motor. But of course, the disadvantage to being direct electric start is getting it started in cold weather. Well, this right here that I'm holding in my hand is, if you can see it, this is like a little furnace burner here. There's a nozzle there. You hook a fuel line up here, and then this is basically a spark plug. like you would find in an oil furnace. And there's a coil here. Now we've tried this and deduced that the coil is shot, so we're going to put a new coil in it and try it. I don't know if we'll ever use it, but it'll be nice to have it actually operable. Now, you got that? Okay. Here, Joe, come on around here. I'll show you the other part of this. Now this right here is a little pump. And I pulled this out of an old Alice Chalmers tractor out in a junkyard. Even the stem was broken and we rethreaded it and threw this knob on it. But this would supply the fuel to this burner. And there's supposed to be, we don't have it here, we may put one on it, but it's a hydraulic switch that when you're pumping this and it builds pressure, it runs electric from the batteries to this coil so that you can get some spark to ignite. And I'll show you what happens then. This unit right here would bolt up. This is the intake for the motor, and this bolts right on here, and so it shoots a flame up into this intake tube, and that warms up the air going into your motor to aid in starting. So, but that's it. We're going to see if we can get it operating. At least it's going to look pretty good on there. So, right now we're in the process of changing oil in it, changing the fuel filters. We've got a lot more stuff hooked up on it. We're going to set the overhead on it. And then here, Joe, come on over here. We got, now that isn't the correct valve. We don't have the right valve for it, but it's close enough. And that's all hooked up into the system now. All we need is our hydraulic pump back. And once we get this thing running, we should be able to test fire it with the bed. This fan belt here, it's kind of a wide oddball thing, and so I called the automotive store, the industrial supplier for belts, and the Gates dealer and stuff. No luck, but I found the original part number from Caterpillar and Googled it and found 3 of them on Amazon. So this one I just happened to find in the back room, but I've got 3 new ones coming too. So, but some of this stuff is hard to find these days. Okay, we're standing here again with this World War II Caterpillar D7 tractor, and we're in process of putting a pony engine in it. We got it, and the motor runs, but the pony motor was locked up, and I've got a couple more that I picked out of a yard, so we're in process of getting one put together, and we got to get it so it'll at least start. And then the boys have been working on it. None of the controls for the winch on the back were functioning, and the clutch was stuck, and they got everything freed up now. So once we get it running, should be able to run the winch now. This tractor here, Joe, if you can, let me move these pistons out of the way. But if you can see this insignia in here, I don't know if that helps you or not, but that stands for American Car and Foundry. And during World War II, apparently Caterpillar couldn't build them fast enough, and they shipped parts to American Car and Foundry in Pennsylvania, and they put these together. And apparently they embossed their insignia on them, but they are Caterpillar tractors, and they're, the parts, same parts as built by Caterpillar, but American Car and Foundry actually assembled these. And this is a 4T series. Now I read that they couldn't make the 3T series fast enough, and then they had American Car and Foundry doing them. But I don't know if all the 4Ts were built by them, but that's what this is on the serial number, 4T. So built during World War II for service in World War II. And I'm not sure if this one ever had a blade on it. It's got a winch on it, which I think is a little newer than the tractor. It was used by an oil field or a pipeline company and used it for a winch tractor, but we're going to get it cleaned up and eventually put it back in OD green and make it look like it was when it was new.
Thank you everybody for watching this week's edition of Lakeside's Garage. Sorry it was a little bit shorter this week. The combination of the snowstorm that came in lasted 2 days. We were out plowing snow for 2 days. Me and Dad were out of town, as you've seen in the video. The service truck that we picked up out of Virginia. It was a great ride. We got down there safely. It was really nice actually, because I drove the whole way down there. And it was really nice having Dad next to me, because we ate in the truck and everything. So it was nice. When I wanted a sandwich, I just asked my waiter next to me for a ham sandwich, and the next thing I know, it was in my hand while I was driving. So we had a very nice trip on the way down there. It's a very nice truck. We'll be delivering it out to the HCEA grounds of Bowling Green there next week. Probably shoot a little bit of video out there for next week's show. Once again, thank you for joining us this week. It's been a pleasure doing these shows. We'll try to keep them coming every week. And once again, help support the HCEA by either becoming a member, hcea.net, or if you'd like to donate to the new museum, you can get on the website there and make a donation. So thank you everybody for joining us this week, and we'll see you next Sunday, hopefully at 10 o'clock.